Amazon won't let me write a review on this because I didn't buy it. It was bought through Amazon, but it was bought as a gift. The person purchasing didn't know anything about jewellery making and bought this as a substitute for the one I'd requested to save money. And this is not necessarily always a bad thing. Sometimes you can cut down on costs without sacrificing quality. Unfortunately, with this board, this is not one of those times. So I'm going to review it on here instead. In the interests of fairness, I want to try and focus on positives as well as negatives, but in all honesty, I don't think there really are many positives. The idea of this board is that you can use it to make macrame jewellery. The implication is that you can pin your cords to the board as necessary in the process of making your bracelet or necklace, the way you would do with a self-healing board. But that's where the first problem lies, because the board is not flexible foam-like material most macrame boards are made of. It's a cheap, reconstituted type of chipboard, which is referred to as cork in the product description. This is finished with what looks like a photocopied sheet on top, held in place with a couple of staples, which is then wrapped in cellophane. The minute you put a pin in this, it's going to start to shred. And how long will the photocopied sheet last then? I've never pinned it for that reason, but you can imagine how long it will last once it's had a few pins in it. Even if you could reuse it, the holes you'd create after using pins are going to snag the embroidery threads if you're using those to make bracelets. And you could argue that it states on the product description that you are meant to tape your work and not pin it. However, when you consider that the board is sold with 6 pins, this argument is at the very least undermined. I have only ever used clips to attach my work to this board, but they have created dents in the chipboard or whatever it is because it's soft without being self-healing or flexible. Next, let's talk about the size. This board is big. Now, if you wanted a big board, I suppose that would be a good thing. And in the interests of fairness, the size is given in the title and the product description. I was after something smaller and portable, so the size was off-putting for me. For larger projects that you work on at home, it is okay. So one good thing is that you could make double wrap bracelets or necklaces without having to reposition your work. But I did want something portable that I could take out with me and work on when I wasn't busy doing other things. This is not something that you can slip into a backpack. It doesn't even fit well in a shopping bag. So as far as portability goes, it's pretty much useless. Finally, I did say I'd try and include the positives, and the one positive that I can see is that there are clear measurements on this board. This eliminates the need to have a ruler to hand when creating your jewellery, but that's really the only positive that I can think of when it comes to this board. And it's not enough, in my opinion, to justify the cost, and that is allowing for the fact that the cost was lower than other macrame boards. In my opinion, save your money, spend a little bit more and get a real macrame board, because as far as I'm concerned, this isn't one. Even a book and a bulldog clip would be better than this. I don't know what the people selling this were thinking, because either they know nothing about jewellery making, or they did know, but in the pursuit of making a quick quid, they didn't care. Whilst I accept that this is a bit cheaper than other boards selling on Amazon, and there is a saying you get what you pay for, I feel in this case you don't even get that. If you really want a cork board, you'd be better off trying the pound shop.